I don't know if it was so much a nap as just lying down and not paying, excuse me, much attention. Let me see if I can clean my camera. Where's my camera here? Better. Hold on, let me do an email here. Hear me. What is the weather going to be like tomorrow, I wonder, here in Minnesota? Weather. 63. Feels colder. I think it's colder in this house than it is outside, which is entirely possible. Trying to figure out what I need to do here. Where are all of my devices? And how are you doing today, Marilyn? Darling Marilyn. Da-da, 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 da-da. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Marilyn Darling Show. You're very full now. Back to the bicycle routine again. Well, I think it's a good idea. Why not? Sounds like a perfectly good idea to me. Well, all of that sounds good. I lost 50 pounds, maybe. That would be fun. The bicycling gastroendocrinologist. That sounds like it would be a fun little thing. Gastroenterologist. Gastroenterologist. I get a cookie. Oh, good. I like cookies. Oh, nice. What are you thinking of that now that you're writing with it? How does it feel? A little scratchy. I use a bunch of them. I'm using an iPad Pro, a bit larger size, but I also have um, sizes that are uh, the smaller demi size or whatever they called it, the iPad Mini. I I have, I think I have 4 iPad Pros. I know, more than I need, right? I know, but they do come in handy. Some I take sort of on the road. Others I work from normally at home. The reason I have sort of more than one was I one got cracked when I was at the hospital with my dad. He was in a wheelchair, and I had put the back of in the pocket in the back. I had put my iPad Pro, and when he would get into his wheelchair, he would sort of plop down rather than going gracefully. He would just sort of drop down, and he ended up dropping down. Hi, Tasha. He ended up sort of dropping down with all of his weight, and it cracked the screen. And I thought for sure it would be on borrowed time, my device. So I looked for another one and found one on eBay for not very much money. And I mean, it was quite a bit less than a full price one. And so I bought that one. And then I got a mini and another mini. Got 2 other minis. So I have more than I need, but it's nice having more than you need sometimes. So generally when I'm home on my couch, the other one I take with me Two I take with me and two I leave home. The two I take with me have cracks in the screen, which I know I can fix at some point, but so Tasha, how are you and Evie doing? The girlfriend and you are doing great. Is that the new term? Have you gone to that level of familiarity? It's become a thing. Oh, that's nice. Well, congratulations on the thingness. Thingness is good some of the time. And do remember that I design wedding invitations just in case. Who else is in the room today? Hey, Will, how are you? Okay, I'll be happy to do that. I do have a few here that are for sale, but really not, I think that most people that are going to want these pens are going to want Boinga Boinga kind, and I really didn't bring that many with me that are for sale. I'm also sort of enjoying learning to reconnect and reappreciate the ones that are not as boinga boingy as I used to. I used to be more boinga boinga exclusive, but I'm learning that there's a lot more in this world than boinga boinga. Hey, Billy, how are you doing? So, Billy, how are you doing today in Paris? In Gay Paris? Billy, how are you doing? Oh, cool. You have family in Algeria that you'll visit? I wonder how Runtun is surviving his trauma. Is the trauma he received from being so horribly abused and tormented by Kesh, and mainly Kesh. Oh, cool. Oh, your parents are with you in Paris? You're just going to visit friends in the old country? Was it last week that we already, was it is a week ago that we were doing this thing with Larry, or was that a different one that he did? Time is just all going so quickly, you know. You miss him so much, or you miss Algeria so much? Or is there a person you miss? Does him mean a person or the place? No answer. Hello, Miss Darling.
Well, hello. How are you?
Oh, I'm okay, I guess.
Well, that's good. Could be worse. That's what I always say.
Well, there's always that.
I'm grateful it's not.
Yes.
Oh, I swear I would lose my if it wasn't attached.
Well, I'm glad that it's attached.
Oh, there it is. So I misplaced my thought list. Do you ever make a thought list?
Oh, I probably have.
People and things you have to remember, and every once in a great while I have to find my thought list so I can think if I need any sundries before I go out to town
Uh-huh.
or people that I want to talk to, periodically.
Yeah.
And so I've been making a people thought list. And you're on there.
I am.
Yep, that's right.
Why do I deserve a thought?
Well, every once in a great while, we got to think about you.
I see. Okay.
When we want pens. No, I'm just kidding.
You want to,
Or art.
it's all about my pens. Russell, it's all about his teeth. But with you, you just like me for my pens, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
We all have something that we want from somebody, right?
Yeah.
But nobody wants anything from me.
Oh, that's, I'm sure, not entirely true. Not entirely. Well, anyway, it's just one of those things.
It's a thing. That's right. See, I have an essentials list. I have to go over my essentials to see if I need anything before I go anywhere. Because I need to go to the 99-cent store and buy some paper towels. Because I'm down to one roll. And this much toilet paper. That's it.
Too much information.
You're welcome.
What?
You're welcome.
Okay. When I see people in front of me at the Target or something,
Mhm.
and they got a shopping cart full of products,
Mhm.
and they have a loaf of bread and some soup and frozen pizza or two, and then they have a toilet paper thing that has like 64 rolls in it. I think, what is your digestive system like that much food is going to end up causing that much shit? You should go see your gastroenterologist to figure out what the heck is wrong with you, because something has to be wrong.
I buy about 32 rolls a year. That's about it.
Well, they might have a family of whatever,
Yeah.
but it's just, and maybe when you buy
In bulk, it
64
cut down on costs.
things, the cost is, but
Considering they want like $3 for 4 rolls or $4 for 4 rolls.
Yeah. But it's just, most people have storage issues, unless they have a huge
Yeah.
bathroom, they can have all of these things just sitting around.
Mine
But,
just lives in front of my closet.
well, anyway, it just,
Well, I just wanted to pop on here and say hello. Hello to all the lovely people.
oh, good for you. Good for
I
you, Will.
but oh my. Oh dear. That's educational right there.
What, you too much information?
I I think I've used a bidet once, and
Yeah.
let's just say that I nearly hit the ceiling when I was
When you
finished.
plugged
I was
when
like,
when you plugged it in.
no.
Well,
Oh boy. Well, anyway, I'm gonna go. I just wanted to say hi. I'll see
okay.
you all later. Have
Bye.
a great day.
Bye. Well, that was fast. One doesn't want to overstay its welcome. You're welcome anytime. So, Will, do you watch and follow Randy Rainbow and his musical parodies? At all? Oh, he has a good one out that just came out today called to the tune of Mr. Sandman. Mr. Biden, give me vaccine. Bum 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 bum. Doo 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 doo. Doo 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 doo. Doo 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 doo. Mr. Biden. So look it up. Randy Rainbow. Doo 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 doo.
Well, how goes it? Oh, all right. Beautiful day. Yes, it is. We just had a abandoned ghost town in Russia. That the Komi Republic, which apparently is somewhere up in Siberia, and everything was covered with ice, inside and out. The entire town was abandoned. Huh. Oh. Did Heiko have a good day? He did. He perked up in the afternoon. He was very tired, quiet, lethargic in the morning.
Because his man crush is back.
I just gonna be home soon. He knows that. He's been getting increasingly agitated. Hi, sweetie. Is that Hiker's toy? Is that Hiker's toy? Yeah. Did you try some of that chicken? No, we didn't get around it. I think those Karen and I took long naps. Oh, so you didn't even do lunch? No, I had a croissant. Kind of like lunch.
Hey, Russell. How are you? Are you home, Russell? Oh, sorry, didn't see you. Didn't see you there.
Oh, am I on? Yep, I'm on.
I can hear you.
Yep. I can see me on the screen.
Well, I can see you. I can't see you. Come back. Add to stream. Why is it black? Can anyone else see Russell?
I'll wait. It's doing something. Nope. I mean, I can see me.
You can see
But,
you.
I'll leave and I'll come.
Okay. There you are. Look
How
at
about
you.
now? With my hair all asunder.
Well, you know, if I had hair that could be asunder, I would have it. Asunder is better than nothing at all.
That was just a text from my dad. Oh, how's it been going today?
Oh, it's been kind of so-so. I think I did a couple of drawings outside and wrote a couple of emails about a job I'm doing that I'm tired of already. And drawing a couple of figures. Hey, effects and all. Long time no whatever. Join us.
Oh, it's just somebody from upstairs. Thought there was somebody outside my window. Let's see.
A
what am I
peeping
looking-
Tom.
Perhaps. A too eager suitor, perhaps.
An eager suitor. Yes, your mother is sending. She's heard about the rumors. she's sending.
Who's sending?
Your mother's sending dames for the possible grandchildren.
Oh yeah, she's already started.
She's already started.
She's heard on the wind.
Mm.
Things down. Sorry. You're seeing right now. You're seeing parts of my fabric. I don't know why I'm getting this whole thing out, but I am.
Cool.
Okay. No, today not too much happened. I just attended virtually this West Virginia Arts Conference,
Okay.
and there was some interesting stuff going on there.
Uh-huh.
But one thing that happened was I learned about this one arts organization called River House, and so I decided to look them up because they looked interesting, and they had a position open for arts coordinator. So I thought, hey, So I'll bother them with that stuff
Okay.
Hello,
and see if
hello.
it's
Hello.
back to me. And hello.
Howdy.
It's technology.
So are they? Is it a internship or is? I'm sorry, it's a job.
No, it's an actual job. But basically, it would be the person in charge of programming and finding funding and things like that. So they got back to me actually, and I have an interview now scheduled for this Friday, I guess.
Oh, good. Well, I hope it is good. I think you'd be a good grant writer, though. It
I
does.
think it'll be the programming that'll be my strong suit, but I can
Yeah.
definitely do grant.
Yeah. Cool.
How has it been going, FX and all?
Well, it's been going. Been having a weird time here last week or two. Well, I don't even have like a sleeping schedule, as it were, because I sleep when I can. But my normal routine of staying up all night and sleeping all day has been all topsy turvy.
Oh dear.
Oh,
It's all good though. The
People are asking
weather's
you to
getting
get up
nice
in the day?
outside. And what's that?
Are people asking you to get up during the day?
No,
Or-
it's just
Oh, okay.
I have to work around
just-
my chronic pain condition.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
it dictates
sorry.
to me what I do.
Well, I think
no, I didn't mean anything by that, by the
do
way.
what you need.
Oh no offense taken. Don't worry.
You know, if getting sleeping during the day and being awake at night is what you do, that's a good thing, I guess. So
There are just people that operate like that.
I've always kind of been a night owl person, anyways.
uh-huh.
And once I got hurt and no longer had obligations during the day, I just kind of fell into that routine, I guess.
Uh-huh.
But it's really weird. Like, I usually sleep like 2 times a day. Usually, I don't know, 3 to 4 hours at a stretch.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. That's just my thing.
Well,
Actually, here lately, the last couple nights has been pretty awesome because I got to sleep for like 6-7 hours in a stretch, which is unheard of for me.
wow.
Holy
That is-
crap! It's Parker in the chat.
Is Parker here?
Yeah, Schiavello. Hello, y'all.
It must be your
What,
your
did my
presence,
karmic energy bring him in, or what?
because hasn't been visiting for a long time. So
Oh, well, I haven't been visiting as much either, and I apologize.
I think it was it's because you're here.
It's like it's the old crew coming back, like, oh, paying our
Yeah.
respects.
I don't know.
Hail, the gang's all here.
Yeah, I don't know.
I forgot also to say hello to Will and Marilyn because they said hello to me, so I didn't want to forget them.
I still need to say hello to Miss Marilyn. Hello, Miss Marilyn.
And of course, yet again, I get on here and start talking to my computer, and the cat immediately jumps up here.
Of course, the cat.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, here she goes. Gonna get up in my business.
we had was it yesterday? We had the Rune Tune was in the room, and Kesh was being skeptical as usual about this person, and so we had a little bit of drama.
Is Rune Tune like one of those trolls or something?
Well, that's what Kesh thinks, and
Well, I saw them in the chat room once, and they were saying a bunch of really weird stuff, and I just kind of ignored it.
yeah. Well, no, I don't know if that was the same one, but anyway, uh, I suggested he could prove to us that he's not a bot by just taking his camera and making a little movie saying, "Hi, Pierre, this is Runetoon," and he couldn't. He said, "My father won't let me do it," and I said, "Okay, well, have your father do it then." So then his cousin got online and said that we made him cry, an 11-year-old boy cry. So,
Jeez. You guys are mean.
I don't know. That sounds highly dubious to me, but I've been on the internet a long, long time, and I don't believe anything I see on the internet.
No.
And I would recommend you do the same.
Yeah.
So
I believe in the postmodern condition only.
Yeah, the postmodern condition is the only thing that's real.
How are you doing, Parker Schiavello?
Okay.
Oh, we got a hello y'all out of Parker, but it seems to be that's it for now. It's okay though. At least it's a sign of life from Parker, so I can stop worrying.
Signs of life are good.
Yes. But anyways, there wouldn't be an Effextanol on stream if I didn't show off some new pins.
Uh-oh. What did you do?
All right, well, here's one of the first ones. Maybe even the best. I don't know.
Okay.
Oh. Parker says
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, that's no good.
Food poisoning.
Are you at least improving? You kind of implied that you're getting a little better, though.
Tell us who's been poisoning your food. We'll get him.
Yeah, really. You need one of the King's food tasters to test your grub first.
I think we can get Suraj's chauffeur to do that. And if he actually dies of poisoning, Suraj would be happy.
LP said slowly. Well, some improvement's better than none, right?
Yes.
What was I doing here?
You were showing us your pen.
Oh, yeah, looking for stuff here. All right, here's number one. I've nicknamed this one the Holstein cow.
Okay.
This is
I like that.
The Schaefer balance, of course. It's a little bit longer than my normal balances.
Okay.
Just by a little bit, but it's noticeably longer, and it's
it's an early barrel.
Right. Well, it's one of the very first early balances because it's got the early hump clip and everything, the big dot.
Oh.
So
it's like 1928 or something. I don't know.
So why is it a little longer?
I don't know. Let me grab another one.
Measuring it with another early one, or are you measuring it with the
later one? Well,
it is longer than the later.
I did not know that.
It's supposed to be, yeah.
Oh, okay.
The later one is
like here's a regular black balance, and you can see it's not quite as long.
Now uncap them and post both of them.
All right.
I think are
they the same posted?
I think they change. I think the modern one becomes longer and the older one becomes shorter.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Isn't it? It's like magic.
That is weird.
And it's because the
taper is different, yeah, and the section's longer.
Different, and then the tapered stern of the older one, the cap covers more of it, I think. But anyway, I love showing that to people. When I put them both, I said, here's some magic.
It worked on me too, because I would not have believed it until I saw it. Parker
But
says,
you, I mean, you thought that they were the same. I mean, you thought that the early and the old one were the same size, but and unless you put them next to each other, you really don't know. But it's sort of the magic of the posting them that changes their thing. Is kind of fun.
Parker says, my kid did say being veggie, I'm guessing vegetarian, is good enough for Russell, and that tricked me into it. So now I'm violent unwell. Like violent, angry, mad, or violently unwell?
And is it because of Russell's vegetarianism, or is it because of something else?
I have something else here. This
Okay.
little red leather
Waterman?
box.
No, Schaefer.
Yep.
Okay.
And it is a beautiful, slender brown stripe balance. That's
Okay.
a vacuum filler. We know how Pure likes engravings. This one
Yeah.
was owned by some guy named James Portelli.
Okay. Portelli.
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 Yeah, and it's got a little tiny lifetime nib. It's about a fine, maybe bordering extra fine.
Uh-huh.
Because the influence of me in Canada have been talking a whole lot lately, and
Oh, good.
he's got me into the extra fine realm now. So, like this pencil is unbelievable because this thing is like absolutely mint condition. There isn't a blemish on this thing. Like it,
Yeah,
the celluloid feels super. It's hard to describe. It feels
John.
brand new.
Cats.
You've never eaten steak, Schiavello? This has to be a complete episode on the Schiavello story.
Yeah, that could be a whole story arc right there. Living your whole life and not eating steak? Is that possible?
You know,
Mm.
Have I showed this off yet? It's another little.
I think you
Schaefer
did, but
set.
show it anyway.
Yeah, well, it's a little burgundy, and it's got that weird faded white dot like you were
Yeah.
talking about there.
Yeah.
And it's
Is it the fat kind you like?
yep,
Oh
it's
dear.
one of my favorites. It's a Statesman with the huge nib.
Okay. Well, you won't be buying mine then. Does that have the pencil?
Yes.
Okay. And does the pencil have a faded dot too?
No, the pencil on this one
Doesn't have a dot.
doesn't have a dot.
Okay.
I don't know if that's true for all of them, but actually I have
Okay.
another one of these in a set. I wonder if the pencil has a dot or not.
They often will have dots. The pen I have has a faded dot on both. Faded both on pen and pencil.
Right.
So I wonder if it was the burgundy dye that soaked into the white or something.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to the dots
Kitty,
on
what are
those,
you
but it
doing?
is really strange.
Kitty,
Oh, we have a bad kitty.
well, the cat is climbing all over the place here trying to figure out what to do. Hey, Van Gogh, what's your problem, Kitty?
Oh, we got a
Nobody understands him. That's his problem.
John saying, nice pen. I don't know if I've shown this. This is a really cool second gen green vacuumatic that I've been writing with here lately.
Oh, let's see the bottom.
It's one of these with the,
Yeah,
it's not a lockdown filler, but it's one of the metal ones.
yeah. Does it have a Tassie on the bottom of the barrel?
Yeah. If I can find the camera and the striped jewel on the bottom as well.
I love those.
Yeah, the striped jewels are so cool.
Yep.
Has one on the top as well.
Yeah.
And you know, weapons grade stiff, you know,
Yeah.
vacuumatic nib as per usual.
Yeah.
This pen is super cool because for whatever reason, like everyone says, like a good working tune fountain pen should write under its own weight.
Yeah. And does it?
This pen, like, you don't have to, you just touch it to the paper.
I
There's
see.
zero pressure at all and it writes
Why
fantastic.
don't you try this? Go and set it. Open up the cap. Set it on the paper. Go to the next room, and think real hard of a sentence and see.
Yeah, it'd be like,
See if it goes like
see if I
that.
can telekinetically.
Like that Russian woman with the spoons or whatever it was.
Oh
supposed to
yeah, the bending the spoons with your mind. Yeah. Yeah, the greatest curse of a fountain pen collector, carpal tunnel.
Oh dear. I would think
Yeah.
I would do that in spades, but I don't. I don't think. Unless I'm
I don't know what I did, but my wrist is bugging me again, so I'm wearing this thing to let it calm down some.
Yeah.
I just figure it's all the, because it's like I haven't worked since I was like 25, but the few jobs I did have were all super repetitive manual labor with my hands.
Uh-huh.
Well, that, and I've used computers my whole life, keyboards, like everything I've ever done,
Yeah.
you know, is with my hands. So I don't know. Oh, I do have something else cool.
Yep.
To show, but I'll have to go grab it from the other room. So hold on a second.
Hello, Frederick. How are you? Friedrich. So are you making a new puppet there, Russell?
Yeah, right now, I mean, I'm glad because I'm finally able to find a use for my very long needles. I have this is the first time I can say that I've tried to sell a piece of get to a saddle.
The saddle is going to be tough. You might need to get a leather working needle.
Yeah, I've got an awl.
Yeah. Well, if you can make holes in the leather, and just use a regular needle to go through. But if you're planning on having the needle go through the leather, then you're gonna end up hurting yourself. I think.
Yeah.
So
I at some point I'm going to stab myself. I'm not.
I mean, the other
looking.
thing is, depending on what you do, if you could just get a little razor blade and then just cut the saddle apart too. I mean, it is sewn, a lot of it.
That would be true.
And
We've
that-
got Friedrich in the chat now too.
Frederick is asking if you need leather stitching supplies because he probably has some such things. Russell?
Oh, if I need some, I'll get myself some. He doesn't need to worry about funding my strange.
He does. He probably has a bunch of them that he doesn't use because he does that stuff. Russell, he in part of his documenting World War I era stuff, he creates uniform parts. So he may have lots of extras of stuff.
Well.
Uh-oh,
Well-
another Parker Vacuumatic.
And it's got the super cool, like Art Deco, like almost like an old car logo on the
It does
box.
look like it's a Parker V8.
This one though was a disappointment.
Oh no.
I got burned on this one. It's
Oh.
a beautiful little streamlined Duofold Junior,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's got the nib in it from a Parker Challenger,
Oh dear. Okay.
and it's totally not right.
Okay.
Yeah. So I
Well-
need a nib for this thing, maybe even a section because the section's a little distorted and weird.
Okay.
But the pen itself is beautiful.
Okay.
So I decided to just keep it. And I wrote the seller a message and they wrote me back some snarky thing. Oh, that I was hoping that pen would go to a good home and you just need to, get used to that exquisite nib and all this sort of stuff. Like I'm an idiot or something.
Well, did they say it was all original?
It was implied, yes. And well, the thing is, like, the nib being the wrong nib sucks because it's really loose in the section.
I see.
But the real clincher to it is like there's almost no tipping left.
Oh, I see.
It's
Yeah.
like a wisp of tipping and it's
Okay.
completely flat. It's just not right at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, you told the waiter there was a fly in your soup, and he said, "Well, I was really hoping that somebody would appreciate that damn fly."
Well, that extra
Turns
seasoning
out I
that
gave
I added, my culinary expertise thought it best to add a fly in your soup.
We normally charge extra for that.
Right. You were getting a special deal, and here you are complaining.
My personal favorite
But-
was, "Waiter, there's a fly in my soup," and the response is, "Be quiet, or everybody else will want one."
Frederick says, send it back or at least make them refund it. You know what? I would, but I'm so mad at that person now that I'm going to keep this damn pen, fix it properly,
Despite them.
save it to spite them.
Okay.
That's where
I
I'm
don't know
at.
how that works, but that's okay.
Yeah. Well, if I send it back to them, they're probably just going to try to sell it off to someone else unsuspecting and hope they don't notice or care. And that's not right. I would rather eat it and fix it properly than do that to someone else. But in better news, I got something super awesome.
Super awesome.
Finally got me a real Waterman.
Oh, a number 94 or whatever they are.
Yeah, with the awesome number 4 nib. And this thing is like, oh man.
It's looks like a red. It's typical flexible.
It's not ultra super duper flexy, but I mean it'll go out to like 2.2 millimeters if you really push it. But I mean, like this pen, actually I was talking to Canada about this when I got it.
Yeah.
It feels like I've been handed the keys to a race car and like I'm stuck in a parking lot driving around with it in circles. Like this nib is way more than I know how to handle right now. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like it's capable of way more than I'm capable of.
I hate when that happens, but it does happen sometimes, yes.
Yeah.
It's not a bad situation to be in, though.
Frederick says we need a list of shithead eBay dealers. Yeah, I agree.
A blacklist.
But anyways,
of
that's all my new fun stuff. Actually, that's not even true. I have one last one. If I'm going to nerd out on pens for a minute, I might as well go in all the way.
Push that pen to the limit.
Going all in with this one. To dig it out of my pen portfolio things. And it's not even in here. Where did I put it? Oh no. The curse of too many pens.
Suddenly, this has turned into a disaster.
I know where it's at. This one I just got today. It's a little Sentinel. You know how much I love little Triumph nibs. It's a touchdown, thin model. But this one has a crazy super fine nib.
Oh, damn you. Yeah, it looks...
It's like 0.2 millimeters. And it was made like that. It wasn't ground.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I don't know what this would have been. Like, is this an accountant nib? I don't know.
Oh, can I ask you a pen question that I had a little while ago that I wasn't certain? So, I have this acrylic ink, and I know I'm not going to be putting it in a fountain pen, but if I were to put it in something like a Rapidograph, do you think that would work out okay?
Oh, No, just use it in a dip pen
Okay,
that you
that's
can
what I figured.
clean the nib. And
Yeah,
with
you'll clog up a technical pen in no
with
time trying to put
and you
something
have to
weird
keep
in it.
shaking that ink, Russell, to keep it flowing.
Hmm.
So
I figured that would be the case,
yeah,
but I'm just impatient, and I love that ink too much because it's got a really dark color to it. Like it absorbs so much light.
that's that kind that you showed me.
Yeah, the super opaque kind.
Yeah, I don't think that would work. No, it's gonna clog
Oh,
everything. So
I didn't figure it would because I
just
mean, first of all, it's acrylic, so
no.
Frederick says, hand that shit over. What shit? Which one did you mean? Marilyn says dip pen only. Parker says no. Marilyn says, unless you have an Ackerman pump pen. I have no idea what that is. Can you run like anything in an Ackerman pump pen? Oh, wait. Parker says, well, Mitch, would you bring my pen up on the screen maybe? I would love to hear y'all's thoughts. Oh, yeah. Parker did buy his own pen, in case you
He
guys
did.
didn't notice.
What's Frederick doing with it?
Well, I could pull it up on my phone and show it to you, I think. Give me a moment. Or maybe many moments. Oh, Frederick says that 0.2 millimeter Triumph nib. I think Canada is going to try to talk me out of it more than anything.
every time you say you're talking to Canada guy, I always imagine you as a diplomat.
Yeah, the whole country of Canada. Yeah, I talked to him.
We're in touch
Him
with
are
Canada.
pretty tight, you know.
We're in talks with Canada with a trade deal. We got a trade deal
Right.
with Canada.
Possible annexation as well. They don't play their cards right.
Fuck Canada. They apologize too much.
All right. This is what Parker bought.
Some Mont Blanc.
Yep.
It reminds me a little bit of a Mont Blanc having a love child with a Schaefer script cert.
I think it looks pretty cool myself. I don't even remember what this exact model is called, but it has like the little I like the gold, I don't know, vermeil or whatever it's called. But it's got like the weird radial gold and black pattern like that. Frederick says, fuck Canada. He apologized too much. Sorry. Really sorry about that, buddy.
So, Effextinol, do you know Randy Rainbow?
Randy Rainbow? I don't think so.
It's time for a Randy Rainbow moment. He's you know him, Russell, don't you?
He's some kind of musician, ain't he?
Yeah. Okay. So watch this.
A machine that can help you push your workout further.
He pretends to be
a machine that'll help you push your workout further.
Listen. Maybe at some point just like curse or say something completely Looney Tunes or offensive. The other guy used to do that, and it just made this whole thing a little funnier. I'm just trying to work with you here.
We're live in 3, 2.
Welcome back. I'm joined now by a man some people believe is the President of the United States, Joseph Robinette Biden. Robinette?
Yes.
Don't even have to write a joke about that. Joe, can I call you Joe?
No.
Girl, we have a lot to talk about.
A lot to talk about.
As the coronavirus continues to wreak havoc, Americans are getting restless and frustrated, if you know what I mean.
One of the disappointments when we came into office is the circumstance relating to how the administration was handling COVID was even more dire than we thought. We thought they indicated there was a lot more vaccine available. It didn't turn out to be the case because we're doing so much testing.
Huh? Oh, excuse me. I think I must have fallen.
You don't ask Biden tough questions.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, I'm still having flashbacks. Sometimes he visits me in my dreams.
So we're pushing as hard as we can to get more vaccine manufactured.
You now say we'll have enough supply for every adult to be vaccinated by May. Does this mean I can go to Cancun for spring break with Ted Cruz and the gals?
Well, I didn't say that.
Mr. Biden, bring my vaccine. Keep me protected from COVID-19. Tell me the trick to how I'm a Moderna. Fix up that magic Pfizer or Moderna. Biden.
Or Johnson and Johnson.
Give me a poke. They call you sleepy, but you're pretty woke. I'm so tired of quarantine. Mr. Biden, bring my vaccine. Please bring me joy. Here's Joe Biden. Where's my vaccine? I need a rollout that's good for a queen. Grab your syringe, but make sure you're clean. And stick it in me like you really
Oh God.
Biden. Hey, Mr. Biden, I'm not afraid. I'm really not afraid. Inoculate me so I can get laid. So we know I
Oh
don't
God.
need to sound so crazy, but I want my freaking vaccine. Ladies and gentlemen, the Robinettes. Oh, won't you stay? I know I have oh, I see. Mr. Biden. Bring my vaccine. I want to trick or treat when we hit Halloween. Give me that double dose and make me go out cheap. So I can plant a kiss on Dr. Fauci. Oh, Mr. Biden, kick up a notch. Cause I've run out of Netflix movies to watch. Girl, I'm so tired of quarantine. Mr. Biden, bring us, please, 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 Mr. Biden, bring us Robinette?
Yes.
He's very funny, and he's been doing
Well,
parodies, song parodies, during all of Trump's 4 years in the White House, and they're very, very funny. If you only got impeached, to the "If I only had a brain," was one of them, and anyway, you'll have to watch them. I think you'd enjoy them.
Well, I appreciate the honesty. Just wants his vaccine so he can get laid.
So I get laid.
Parker said, or Frederick says he has to buy something that looks like a gold Chrysler building. And Parker says, I didn't even consult Freddie about it. Apparently he picked out this pin on his own. So Frederick is a little disappointed in Parker's taste, I'm assuming.
Well, I think the sophistication jump that happened,
You're right.
that, those of us that have been collecting pens for a million
Yeah,
years.
Parker went from a Pilot Metropolitan to a freaking Mont Blanc. So that's about as big of a jump as you can go, really.
Yes. Do 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 do.
I am going to jump off here.
Oh no!
Start making things.
No.
Well, thank you for visiting.
All
Well,
right.
it's good to see you again at any rate, Russell.
We'll see you
Yeah, it
later.
was good to see both of you guys.
Have yourself a good one.
Okey-dokey.
Well, I was just leaving.
Well, you can wave.
Ciao, ciao.
Oh,
Joe.
Russell.
I didn't see that you were waiting
Oh,
in the
he's
wing.
gone.
He has disappeared on us.
Oh, and Schiavello has frozen.
Have I?
Oh yeah. Oh, there he goes.
You're back.
Sort of.
What? Oh no! Why am I freezing?
What?
It's that crappy Australian internet, Parker. Gonna have
Fuck
to upgrade.
you.
So, Parker, did you know Randy Rainbow's stuff?
I did.
You did? Okay.
Yes.
And here I thought I'd been to the weird side of YouTube many times, but clearly I haven't.
Well, he's been on national news, and he's quite popular as a satirist. And he
Yeah.
has really, really good voice. He does all of that himself. He writes it and sings it and does the video. And his name is really Randy Rainbow. In fact, that's his real name.
My name is really Aphex Technol.
Okay.
Not real.
Not really.
Don't get me started about his internet. He will swear it's my fault.
You're responsible for Australia's internet.
Don't get me started.
Well,
Australia's internet is actually, I wouldn't say it's great, but it's just really expensive for what it is.
You know nothing.
well, that's not very nice to say.
Well, the United States' internet is pretty bad.
I would rather have
Really
Verizon
slow.
or Comcast. I would rather have AT&T and Comcast. Like, I'd rather deal with those motherfuckers all day, every day.
Really? Is it that bad? Because
I
asking
would-
for
I would-
Comcast is like wanting a root canal, dude.
You know what? I would rather. Who are the? I'd rather Dish. There we go.
Oh,
Rather what?
oh, Dish.
Dish.
TV. Once you sign up for that shit, you're never unsubscribing.
Like, don't get me started. Like, the internet is awful. We have up to. So if you subscribe to, say, a 100 megabit plan, you may get up to that. And then during 7 p.m. to 10 p.m., you may get between 50 and 70. But if you get above 25, you're good.
Paying for 100.
Yes.
Awesome.
I will send you some links on Instagram, like in messages.
No, I
about-
believe you. A lot of companies will do that. They'll advertise shit and be like, oh, up to speeds, the little asterisk next to it, you know. And you think, oh, I'm buying 100 megabit internet. Oh, no, it's, you know, you might get 100 sometime at 4 o'clock in the morning once. All the other times, though, it'll be slower, like, you know, DSL internet.
Well, we're a mess in this country. This is why I'm moving. But yes,
we're a mess here too, Parker.
Be right back. I'm going to get a
it's just a
domestic
different kind.
fake malt beverage.
Okie
Making
dokie,
me-
you do
You're
that,
making me
Pia.
want to drink.
Well, I've never drank in my life.
Driving poor Pierre to drink. This is terrible.
Wait until you move to Wyoming. Internet will probably suck. No, it will not.
God has never even been to Wyoming. That's probably true.
That's probably true. I've already discussed my internet with Aphex with Mitch.
Yeah, he's gonna have a straight fiber optic backbone ran right to his doorstep. Have 10 gigabit co-located services. Off-site redundant backups, everything.
I need new pants. I'm just kidding. Oh, us
Everything is
technology.
wonderful in Canada. I like Canada had some issues as well.
I love Canada.
Oh, I
Depends
meant
on
the
what.
internet.
Yeah.
Canada's pretty cool.
Oh, well, the internet in Canada is a bit.
Expensive.
Well, for 100 megabits here and unlimited, it is $99 to $159.
I think ours is something like $70 for. I have 100 megabit right now, unlimited. But if you use more than some arbitrary amount, they
Oh,
shut
it's
you down.
a terabyte. Yeah.
They'll slow you down. Yeah,
Well, we have unlimited,
right.
but we have a fair use.
Maryland says $22.99 for 30 megabit. That's pretty good, actually.
You're in Corona Del Mar or wherever you are. Like,
I have a cousin that lives like kind of in the middle of nowhere in Michigan, and he can get like a gigabit internet fiber for like $100 a month.
mm-hmm. Well,
That's
see,
like,
my
kill to have
home,
that.
like my home that I have in Ada, which is in Michigan.
I know where Ada is. I've been there.
Well, I'm just I don't know.
Yeah.
People are watching.
I've been all over Michigan.
Yes, and so
You have another house in Michigan?
First
it's a
time
fa-
hearing of it
it's
as
a
well.
fa- It's a family home,
Okay.
and so I think we have 500 megabits, and it's direct fiber, and that's like I think $200 a month, US.
That's pretty ballin'.
Yeah, and then the Berkshires, Maryland.
Frederick says I can get fiber for $150. Shit, I would.
I would.
What the hell was
Yeah.
that?
Why aren't we, Frederick?
I have an open window right here in front of me, and like something flew by it. I don't know if it was a bird or a bat or what.
Oh, careful if it's a bat.
Yeah.
Could be a UFO. Well, it is a UFO if you can't identify it.
I haven't had any UFO sightings in a while, so.
Where are you, Michigan?
I live in Ohio, southwestern
Ohio.
Ohio, just like 20 minutes outside of Dayton.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's all coming back to me.
And the sun's just starting to go down here.
And the sun's just rising. Well, it's not just rising. It's been up since 6 a.m. and now it's 9:21 in the morning.
It is 6:22 according to my Apple Watch. I swear, man, this thing makes you feel like Dick Tracy walking around checking the weather.
Did you
my
just
emails.
buy one?
I got one for Christmas, actually.
Oh, isn't it amazing?
Yeah, it's so cool.
It's amazing. I've had Apple Watches since they came out, and it like sometimes I'll be walking and then I'll go like this, and I'll be like, oh, I didn't put it on, and then I look at it again, and I'm like, oh, but how do I know the time? I'm like, I don't know if it's dark outside or it's light, and I'm outside.
You need your watch to tell you if the sun is up or not.
Yes.
Well, it's like everybody's like, whoa, what do you need a watch for if you got your cell phone? And it's like, because I'm civilized, maybe?
Why do y'all need so many pens? You only need one to write something.
Because I'm not a peasant. I don't know. I've always worn watches at one point or another.
Well, see, I'm a watch person. Like, I am a big watch person. And if Frederick would like to say in the chat how many watches I own.
Like, legitimately, if
He-
I had like way more money than I have, I'd be a watch collector instead of pins, probably. But
Well, Mitch,
I don't have enough money for watches.
well, Mitch, when you come out to the ranch, I will allow you
I would
to
love to
come
see some awesome watches.
You can wind his watch.
Oh, Jeez.
Pia, that was uncalled for.
No. Well,
I'm sure a lot of Parker's watches have automatic movements anyways and are self-winding.
No,
No, really?
a majority of them aren't.
Well, you're just a Renaissance man then, aren't you?
Look what Frederick said in the chat.
100. Holy shit. Well, I'll tell you guys a
Plus.
little bit of a story.
Plus, I have about 300 watches. That's about.
Ever since I was a kid, my dream, I don't know why this had been in my head, but I always felt like once I work long enough and I have enough money when I'm old enough, I'm going to buy a Rolex watch and keep it forever. Because like in my family, we don't have like heirlooms or anything really, you know?
Mhm.
And I always thought, you know, then when I die, I can pass my Rolex watch on to someone else in the family or whatever. And, you know, I ended up getting hurt when I was 25 and haven't been able to work ever since then. So like buying a Rolex watch is way beyond my means now. Like it would have been feasible beforehand. I could probably have afforded one.
they'll appreciate the pens more, I think.
Nah, they'll just like, they'll be like, you know, what can I get for this shit on eBay?
Uncle
when I die?
affixed and all. Why didn't you give me the Rolex?
Well, they'll see all my little notes, my little notebooks and inventories and lists of all my pins and exactly what they are. So they'll be in good shape when I croak.
Well, see, I have an inventory as well on every single watch I have. I have a photo of it, well, for insurance as well.
Right.
But I have like a sign-in, sign-out thing for my son.
Oh, wow.
Because-
Cool.
Because
He has to actually check a watch out.
because he's a big watch person. He loves
Right.
watches. He owns, I think, 5 of his own, like, and they're being like birthday presents in a
Yeah.
sense, and
Like
Christmas.
milestone watches.
Yes, and so now, like, he'll be like, "Oh, Dad, I really like the one you're wearing," and I'm like, "Well, give it a few weeks," and and then he'll ask, and he'll have to check it in, check it out, check one of the other watches in, and then he can take one out. Because
That's not a bad system, honestly.
this is why I have a safe.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But to complete my story I was telling,
Sorry.
like, a few years back when I started the whole fountain pen collecting thing, I probably mentioned this before. Like when I was a kid, I had a couple old fountain pens that I had bought at like a flea market or something, and I loved writing with them, just because it was something different, and I knew I liked writing with them a lot more than being forced to write with a crappy ballpoint. So then, like a few years ago, I was sitting around bored, thinking, like, man, I used to have some cool fountain pens when I was in school. I'd like to have another one of those, And I started looking up on the internet and discovered that the pen I used to have was a Parker 51, and went and bought one of those. And then I just kind of kept buying them, and it spiraled into the weirdness that it is now. But it's kind of become a replacement for my dream of having a Rolex, because it's like now, I have some Mont Blanc pens and, a couple of Viscontis. Like I have a couple pretty nice fancy pens that I'm probably going to keep forever. So I may not have the Rolex on my wrist. Ain't got the Rolly, but at least I got a couple cool pins, I guess.
Well, Frederick says, Pia, I'm drooling over that. That's a tongue. Whoa.
That
Frederick
beer,
says,
drooling over that beer?
yeah, Pia, I'm drooling over that beer.
It's not even a real beer, though, is it, Pierre?
No, it is not real.
It's a near beer. St. Pauli, NA.
You can start undrooling.
You can knock back as many of those as you want and still drive.
Wow.
Frederick says that's not a $20 Timex though either. Well, I don't know how much it cost. It was a Christmas gift, but
What the Apple Watch?
Yeah, my mom got it for me.
Is it the 42 or the 44?
Oh, this one's the tiny older one. It's like a 38 millimeter series 3 or something.
Okay, I know
Yeah.
how much it is, but I won't.
I think it was inexpensive compared to the other watches, but
Mhm.
I don't care.
Well, they're up to Series 6 now.
Well, I wouldn't want one that's bigger because this thing's already kind of gigantic. And the whole thing where people have these big, ginormous watches now, I don't know. I'm not into that. I mean, in terms of practical applications, I'm sure they're beautiful art pieces, exquisite craftsmanship, but wearing them one day to day, I don't know if I'd be into that. Ooh,
Holy,
Polly girl.
not Polly.
She got a couple mugs on her. Look at that.
She's got some big
Couple
mugs,
frosty mugs. Oh, yeah.
big wet frosty mugs.
That's right. Just dripping with condensation.
Uh,
What are you doing? What are you doing, Schiavello?
what am I doing? I'm doing nothing. I'm just.
You're
You're
just
just-
having a brain reboot. No big deal.
Just having a brain reboot.
I don't even know where my watch is. Like, honestly. Oh, there she is. I'll introduce you to Polly.
What do you got over here? Let's see this. Oh,
My God, that just showed where I lived.
no, it said enter passcode.
Okay, I'm glad.
Yeah. I don't think you leaked anything.
I don't want anyone knowing where I live. but this is the bigger one. I don't know.
I was gonna say it's way bigger than mine.
Yeah,
Mine's tiny.
but I mean, I love it. I hardly wear it. I mean, and this is the cellular one as well.
Right. So it's
Mm,
like
but-
almost like a cell phone in itself, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, you can leave your iPhone at home and still receive phone calls.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
I will say though, man, the first time I was in a store and my phone was in my pocket and I got a phone call and was sitting there talking to someone through my watch was just like,
Same.
I was like, shit, man, I really am living in the future.
Yes. I was like
We
that.
don't
as
have
well.
our flying cars and trips to the moon yet, but damn it, I can make a phone call on my wrist.
Or jet backpacks.
Jetpacks.
We can't go to the moon ever again, but we've gone to Mars. Anyway,
Are you one of
I
those
lo-
we never
I
went
lo-
to the moon people, Parker?
what?
Are you one of those we never went to the moon people or what? No, okay. I don't know if we did or we didn't.
I love a good soundstage.
It's true. And I've also heard that Stanley Kubrick directed it. So
I don't know whom that is, but
Of course you do.
Stanley
of course
Kubrick, Full Metal Jacket, Clockwork Orange, Eyes Wide Shut, The Shining. Doesn't ring a bell. I know like nothing about movies, and I know
2001 Space Odyssey.
2001: A Space
Lolita.
Odyssey. Right, Lolita. Right.
Lolita?
Hardly anyone knows about Lolita.
That's one of the best movies ever.
Yeah, they never ever talk about that.
The
Well,
dark
because-
internet does.
Huh?
Well, yeah, the dark web knows everything.
Dar-
They know about Lolitas, and
Doctor
ooh,
and Doctor Strangelove.
yeah.
I don't know what y'all are saying.
Watch.
Oh, there's what was it
What?
like Paths of Glory or something? Was another movie he did that he took over from another director or something?
Oh, that's the one with Kirk Douglas in it.
Yeah, Kirk Douglas. Yeah.
World War One era. Yeah. Well, watch Lolita with James Mason. I think I have a crush on James Mason. Just so you know.
Was it kind of like an eye roll that I saw there, Parker?
Oh no.
Oh.
I have contacts in, and
Oh, I thought you were like rolling your eyes at Pierre or something. Okay.
No, I literally have contacts in, and they're dry. I'm dry.
Not me. I am hydrated as shit.
Well, good for you and your
Yes.
your Colorado stream water.
Water.
Yeah, what is this? Oh, it's Clover Valley purified drinking water.
I doubt
Right
it's
out of the tap, right into this bottle. Unbeatable.
Well, you guys watch Lolita. That's your assignment.
Well, I don't have to. I already have, but
Okay.
I might just watch it again because it has been a while. My favorite Kubrick movie, though, is Clockwork Orange, like hands down.
Okay.
And the book is even cooler.
Oh.
It's just the whole, I don't know, the notion of the dystopian future that's set forth in that book is not too far off of what we have today in a lot of ways. Same reason I like 1984, though. So Will says that was controversial when it came out.
Which, Paths of Glory or
Yeah.
or what? I don't know which.
A lot of his Kubrick's movies were controversial when they came out. They tried banning a few of them a few times. Well, they did ban Clockwork Orange in like the UK for years because they kept saying that gangs of copycat hooligans were going around and just raping, robbing, and pillaging, I guess, as they did in the movie or something. Oh, Lolita.
Well, it did talk of pedophilia, I guess, so. But it is a great movie.
Friedrich says, this Parker VS is much better with an Ebonite feed.
It is. They work a lot better than the plastic ones.
Well, I have one that's like mint condition, but mine's got the weird clear feed. So this isn't as good as the Ebonite ones, huh?
Is this?
Yeah. Are these the same feeds as like what's in a Vacuumatic then? Well, I guess it'd have to be like a Vacuumatic Junior because it'd be too big.
Similar, I guess. Schiavello, don't close your eyes and fall asleep. You're wearing long pants now.
He was fading quickly, I could tell.
Because of that.
Was I?
That big pen purchase you have. You've become an adult. You're in with the you're in with
big boy pants on.
He's got you're wearing your big boy pants. You can't roll your eyes at us anymore.
Was I fading, really?
No, you were just rolling your eyes at us talking about
your eyes glazed over as immediately when we launched into pin nerddom. Yeah, he drifted away.
Oh, I can't believe I fell asleep. That's so embarrassing.
Well, don't fall asleep because I don't want to remove this exciting video.
Friedrich says, but is yours Danish? No, I think this one's American. And it's even got the little no FE tax, the federal excise tax. No. It used to be when you would sell fountain pens in America, because they had a 14 karat gold nib on them, they were subject to some extra federal tax because it was like considered like precious metals / jewelry. And they passed some law. I don't know exactly what year it was, like in the 50s, maybe, where afterwards all the pen manufacturers were advertising, oh, you don't have to pay that tax no more when you buy this, because it wasn't considered jewelry anymore. It was one of those badly written laws, but since the government was making money off of it, they weren't quick to change it. Well, at least the nib says Parker USA, so I'm assuming this is a USA made one. Yeah, actually, this was one of the very first pens I fixed myself.
Oh, good.
Put a new sack in it and everything.
They tried to ban Life of Brian in Britain too, according to John.
Oh yeah, I didn't even see that. Oh, Friedrich says because private ownership of gold was banned without excise tax. That's true after the whatever one of the gold acts or something they signed. But nowadays you can own all the gold you can afford.
That's true.
So if I bought a pen and paid the tax, I would then own the gold? Or would they still own the gold on my pen nib?
I would assume you would own the pen because you paid the tax. Therefore, you were, released from obligation, I guess you could say.
I see.
I had an idea the other day.
Mhm.
Hey, just let your eyes glaze over now, Parker. I'm just warning you. Okay, Schaefer and their nibs, which aren't gold. Their nibs, which are palladium silver. Like
So, yeah.
this one, for instance.
Yeah.
I have done a tremendous amount of internet research, which we all know how reliable that is.
Yeah.
And it seems to me that no one really knows for sure exactly what the mix of metals is in one of these nibs. I've seen people say it's 80% palladium, 15% silver, 5% copper, gold. I've seen some people say it's, 95% silver and 5% palladium. The only reason I would like to know is because palladium is actually worth more than gold now.
Oh dear.
It's like over $2,000 an ounce.
Well,
So this
according
nib might intrinsically have more value in precious metals than like a comparable 14 karat gold nib. So I thought they have these little things. Those little like price checker gun machines they have at a grocery store?
Yeah.
They have these things that are basically look like that, but they have a little x-ray machine in them, and you can hold it up to a piece of metal and it'll tell you exactly what's in there.
Oh, that can't be true. That's like the
Dead serious. It's called an x-ray fluoroscopy gun.
Okay, it
It
sounds
shoots
like
an x-ray beam at a piece of metal, examines it, and then it can determine the exact isotopic ratio of what's in it.
Oh, well.
So anyways, I thought if I could find a company here locally to me that does machining, welding, whatever, a lot of places have those things now. They're
Yeah.
relatively common. So for a couple dollars, I could probably get them to check what's actually in this nib, and I would know for sure.
Oh, good. So they would come back with it has X%.
Right. It would have this much
5%
palladium, this much
and
copper, this much silver.
A smidgen of something else. Okay.
Well, for years and years, people didn't even know that this is one of these first year snorkels that has the gold tube.
Yeah.
People did not actually know that that was real 14 karat gold until someone sent one of these off and actually had it checked. And it was 14 karat gold. So that's the thing. I might just discover something that no one really has figured
Well,
out.
I think that would be fun to find out. Okay.
A DNA
Friedrich is
gun
sending
for
me-
metal.
Frederick, do I have to show you mine now that you showed me yours? I got a text with a picture from what would be a picture of a pen in a text be? It's not sexting, it's a pensking. I got a
There's got to be some term for that. Yeah.
okay.
Well, people call when other fountain pen nerds egg each other on to buy stuff, they call it penabling now. So
Oh dear.
I'm sure there's going to be a word for something else. Pen porn. Oh, Marilyn said GCS mass spec. Yeah, gas chromatography, mass spectrometer. That's a much more expensive machine than what I'm looking for. Although it would do exactly the same thing. It would tell you exactly what was in there, even more accurately than one of those little guns.
Penophilia.
Penophilia. That sounds like a terrible disorder. Yet another disease that you can take Effextinol for to cure your
No, I think
penophilia.
that'll just send you to
Oh,
jail.
that'll just exacerbate it.
No, penophilia.
Maybe it's a
will just send you to
contraindication.
jail.
Ask your doctor before taking Effextinol if you have penophilia and other related disorders. Ask your doctor if Effextinol is right for you.
Is right for you. Does
A pedophiliac.
Penophiliac. I think he's shaking his head.
All right, Parker. What is the actual name of the Mont Blanc pen that you got? Because it's like some sort of special limited edition, isn't it? It's not a normal Mont Blanc.
It is not.
Yeah, I know that much.
I traced this bitch down.
Was it like a limited edition, like one out of 100 they made or something like that?
I guess you could say
Oh,
that.
Frederick says Solitaire Duo. Is that how you pronounce that?
I guess
Doue. Due? I don't know how to pronounce that.
Due.
I'm a dumb American.
Well, we know.
I can speak cheeseburger. 2001 Solitaire. So is it like based on the 145 then? Because the section looked a little slim to me. Due.
I'm not a pen person, people. I just bought it because it was pretty.
It definitely is that. I sensed that Frederick wasn't as enthused with it, but I think it looks cool. Yeah, 145. Okay, that's what I thought. See, that's why Frederick's the best. He instantly knows what I'm asking because I'm clearly not as knowledgeable as he is, but he can take the little bits and pieces of information, that I might know and interpret it and give me the complete answer.
I guess
Solid
so.
14K body with black enamel highlights. Oh, it's solid 14K. Whoa.
Yes, it is.
Oh, shit.
I told you I don't fuck around.
Yeah, well, here I am with my shiny 14K gold-filled pens.
Is black enamel highlights the right word? It should be black enamel dark lights. Seems like the highlights would be the brighter.
That's a good point, Pierre. Because it's kind of the opposite of a highlight, really. You're painting over 14 karat gold.
Black enamel trim. Pinstripes.
Accoutrements. Wow, if that's solid 14K, that probably makes it weigh a little bit more than a normal Mont Blanc 145.
It does.
I have a normal one and it doesn't weigh hardly anything. Yeah, Frederick says he calls it the Chrysler Building pen. Yeah, I could see that. But I think the Chrysler Building looks awesome, personally. Marilyn says only $13.50.
I paid more than that, Marilyn.
Yeah, that's. I was gonna say just in like the scrap gold content of that pen's probably got to be close to 1,000. If you were to just rip it up and melt it, the whole thing down. Oh, Marilyn says that's just for the pencil.
Very fancy, nonetheless.
Oh, I've seen some Like they had a 9-carat solid gold Parker 61 that somebody was selling on eBay. I've seen a couple that were solid 14-karat gold snorkel pins. They called them the masterpiece. And I don't even remember what they were wanting for that, but probably close to $2,000 or something.
The Meisterstück.
Meisterstück. I don't know. I'm happy enough having the little tiny pieces of 14-karat gold like that. And I have to figure with as many pins as I have around here now, I probably got, at least an ounce or two of 14-karat gold laying around if I gathered it all up in one pile. What do you got there, Pierre? It looked like a Triumph.
It is. It's that big fat Triumph, like the one that you got from me.
Oh, yeah.
Except this has a gold cap. It's IFS2JV. So
And no one will ever know who they were.
no.
There was a 16-karat Parker overlay Danish lever filler that sold for $100 when I was on the shitter. Oh, no. Oh, those are the worst eBay experiences.
Well, think of the fact that had you not been on the shitter, you might have gotten the pen, but you would have soiled your pants. How about that?
That might have been worth it. I don't know.
You think? I can't understand how, if there were 3 people bidding on that pen, that it would have just stayed at $100, unless it was mismarked and fuzzy photograph or something.
Frederick says, I can do laundry. Yeah, you can take an extra long shower too for a 16-karat solid overlay pen.
Getting a phone call. Do bear with me.
We are bearing. So, Pierre, I'm thinking that the next pins that I get from you is going to be the big oversized balance.
Okay.
And the jumbo Triumph.
I thought you got that one. Oh,
no, I haven't bought this one from you yet.
I see. Okay. That's right. Okay.
The other candidates are the brown Triumph and maybe the black one. The rest of them I'm not so sure on.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to be back for a couple of weeks.
Right. The Waterman, I seriously almost want to buy this just so I can steal the nib out of it and put it in my other Waterman that's beautiful. Because this nib is awesome.
Yeah. Well,
the pen, not so much. The pen's a little rough.
No, the pen has roughness to it.
Yeah. I mean, as a user grade pen, it's perfectly fine, but it's just that I have this exact same pen, perfect. And this nib is way more fun than the boring medium that's on the other one.
Yeah.
I didn't put a bid in, and I thought I'd be quick enough. Oh, and just one person won with the opening bid. Oh, okay.
I don't understand how that can happen unless people.
If the person that did the listing put that pen up there and started their starting price, $99 or whatever, and one person bid, even if they put in $200, it's only going to bid the $99 for them.
And I understand how that works. I just think that if 2 intelligent pen people saw that, it would go over $100. I would have thought.
You remember, actually, Frederick was telling me about these. You had one of those cool Parkers with the little hooded nibs, the plastic bodies, and Frederick told me they were called the Super Duo Fold. I thought it was just a Parker 17.
Oh, yeah.
I won one on eBay last night for $26.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. And actually, Canada's the one that found that eBay listing for me.
Oh, well,
He sent it to me. He was like, "Hey, are you looking for one of these?" And yeah, I ended up winning it for practically nothing.
are you in Canada developing a little bromance?
Oh, we're buddies now. Yeah, I ain't afraid to admit it. He's
Yeah.
cool.
There's a
He's
little.
super cool.
Well, I design wedding invitations, you know. So just
I don't
so,
know if it's going that far, but
Okay, just
Yeah.
just a little bit of a bromance. Okay.
yeah, total bromance. Well, yeah, I'll admit that.
I'll host the wedding.
Parker's going to be the ring bearer already.
I mean, I can be the officiant. Why not?
Well, I was going to snipe a blue one. I had a trounce bid on that for 25. Was that the one that went off last night? Because I was the one that won that one. Because the one I bid it on was blue.
Well, he's gonna start saying "fuck you, fuck you, fuck you."
Oh
fuck
no! Yeah, it's going to be fuck you, Mitch. Fuck you, Mitch.
Because I hear about this shit, just so you know.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Frederick, about 3 days ago, I was
Sure was.
oh no. About 3 days ago, I was on my eBay and I had all my watch list totally screwed up. I had too many of them, and eBay wouldn't let me watch stuff anymore. So I had to go in and delete all of the ended auctions that I was watching. And when I deleted them, it deleted all of them, including the ones that hadn't ended yet. So like my 150 or 200 pins that I was watching on my eBay, poof, disappeared. Oh, he says, I have a blue one already. Well, I don't have one. So I have a little Parker 17 lady, but it's way too tiny to write with for me. Well, I won't feel nearly as bad then if you already have one.
Getting a phone call.
Well, then it's just me alone on the stream then, I suppose. Well, hello, everybody in chat. How are your days going? Frederick says, they did that to me last week. They're doing that because they are going to end the eBay Bucks program. Oh, fuck that. eBay Bucks, like, you get like a penny for every dollar you spend on there. And a couple times I've been able to buy, like, you know, something worthless with a couple dollars of eBay Bucks. But I mean, at least you're getting that. If that is you know who, tell him to fuck right off. I'm assuming that's the Parker. eBay Bucks ends on April 1st. Well, that's a shitty fucking thing. I swear eBay, man, if there was a viable alternative to eBay, I would jump on that in a heartbeat. One time I had $210 in eBay Bucks. Oh my God. I don't even want to know how much you have to spend to get that. Probably $200,000 or something. I think the most I ever had in eBay Bucks was like $20. And that's probably after I spent $1,000 or more over the span of 2 or 3 months. Yeah, I've been with eBay since day one's what Frederick says. I've been on there since the 90s, yeah. My mom's eBay account's from like 1998 or something. She's been selling on there that whole time. I see that you're back now, Pierre. What are you doing?
I came this close to drinking the actual beer, not the near beer that I opened up by mistake.
Oh.
And I thought, should I do it or should I not? And I decided I better not. So I'm still.
Well, have yourself a cup of coffee or tea or something.
No, I'm having another one of these.
Oh, you're having another near beer.
But anyway.
Well, I'm having this fine vintage 2021 purified drinking water. The tasting notes are
In its crystalline bottle.
yes, I'm getting slight hints of sweet grass, the nice earthy wood tone overtones.
Okay. Good.
No, it tastes like tap water because that's what it is.
That's what it is. Yep.
It's tap water in a bottle. Frederick says they recently gave me $25 gift certificate for their 25th anniversary and being part of it. Will says chlorine. Yes, I'm detecting some slight hints of chlorine in the background, really developing on the palate.
Chlorine.
I'm having Santa Ana tap water. Marilyn says, tastes of crap, smells of crap, looks clear, but has a nice clean finish.
A nice soapy finish.
Nice and soapy.
I thought they would have filtered water in your home, Marilyn. But I need to go, y'all.
Y'all.
Okay,
Yeah.
y'all.
Well, happy
Well, it was good to see you again, Parker. Don't be such a stranger.
day.
Likewise. I mean, you know, I've got food poisoning practically, and I feel gross. But I need
We
to
all
go
hope
and
you feel better. So, Will says, "Bye, Parker. Be sweet." Oh,
I'm always sweet.
Bye.
But anyway, bye everyone.
bye bye.
Bye.
Oh, dang! Look how dark it is in my room here now.
Yeah.
The sun went down.
Well, it's dark here too.
Oh yeah.
Sun hasn't gone down, but it's dark.
I keep seeing pizza delivery cars driving up and down my road. Apparently, everyone's ordering pizza tonight, I guess.
or they're just lost. They can't find number.
That's true too.
They can't find number 52 or whatever they're looking for.
Marilyn says it's still daytime here. Frederick says, "Don't let the sun go down on me." Oh, is that his name, son? I know that was a bad joke.
Okay.
Notice how Parker did not answer my question.
About what?
Yeah, I don't know what he means either. Oh, when he was grilling him about who he was talking to on the phone or something?
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
Soon. So, Larry, have you been to Larry's Zoom of Hextanol?
Larry's, was he the what's his thing on, what is Larry's Fountain Pens or something on YouTube?
Yeah, or something. I don't know.
I didn't know he had Zoom things.
Well, look at what Marilyn said.
Oh wow, Will says to get Domino's here, you go and meet them 2 miles up the road. They don't even come to my house. That's like a Domino's pizza drug deal. Hey man, you got the stuff? Yeah, put it in the trunk.
You got the pepperoni.
All right, let me count the money. Yeah, man, it's the double cheese you asked for. going on in 27 minutes. Well, what is it? Just like a bunch of people showing off pins and stuff?
It had about, when I was on it, it meant there might have been 12 people on a Zoom thing, and most of the people were middle-aged, I would say, and were
Oh, I'm practically there.
and were users, pen users, and most of them
You said
had-
users like it's some sort of like support group.
and most were had sort of more modern fountain pens than vintage. Now that might have been just what I thought was there, but it was sort of user based rather
Right.
than tech, vintage collector stuff. But it was fun.
Well, I mean, I'm definitely in the collector realm, but I'm also a collector that uses the stuff he
I think
collects.
you should go to it. And I don't know.
Marilyn says it is a support group for pin acquisition syndrome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm afflicted as well, so
So where do you find this link, Marilyn?
Oh, Will says he's joined a couple of the Zoom. I've never even used Zoom before. I'd never used this StreamYard thing until Pierce started doing it.
Yeah.
Zoom pin hangout room codes. Oh, well, we're getting all the details right here.
Yeah. Well,
So is
if
that
you,
like get the Zoom thing and then you just punch those numbers in or something?
I think you can use you can either get the Zoom app on your phone, or you can go to the URL.
Yeah, I don't
and
know.
Find it.
I hate having to install a separate program.
Yeah,
to
I
use
don't
this
like
stupid thing.
extra apps either, but it's not awful.
But then, like, it seems like a lot of places, if they have the website you can use instead of using the program, like they intentionally make the website crappier to try to get you to use the program.
I see.
You know what I mean? So
Well,
that I don't know. That's kind of a crappy thing. Marilyn says it is a lot of fun and it's useful because I will be hosting some pen hangout tomorrow.
Yeah, I should try it.
I don't know if I'll do it tonight, but I might get on there at some point.
I think he does them every week. So
Well, it just sucks because my wrist's been bugging me for a couple of days. I haven't really been able to do a lot of writing. I don't know if I mentioned this before, though, but I've got a bunch of pen pals now that have been writing to me, which is kind of cool.
Snail Mail Pen Pals.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a guy on YouTube, Michael Jex. He's like a British author guy, and he started this pen pal club.
Oh, neat.
And I joined it one day and then like promptly forgot about it. And like a week later, I got a random letter in the mail. And I'm like, who the hell is this from? And I opened it up. Oh, hey, I saw your thing on the Pen Pal Club. I was like, oh, yeah, I joined a Pen Pal Club and forgot about it. But anyways, I've been writing to some cool people. It's been a lot of fun.
Oh, nice.
Marilyn says, you should write me. Well, send me a thing on Instagram or something. We can make that happen. Frederick says, I'm so behind on snail mail. Oh, yeah. Frederick says, Writerly Witterings. Yeah, that's the guy's name on YouTube. His books are really good. Yeah, I just got one of them on my little Kindle thing here. Started reading it. Supposedly, like, he's pretty well known for the medieval mystery type novels that he writes. Like he's supposedly one of the better authors in that genre.
Frederick, tried to start reading. I did start reading. I didn't try to start. I did start reading your book you sent me called The Missing Ink, which is about writing, cursive writing, penmanship, and stuff, and it's quite fun.
Marilyn asked me my name on Instagram, Aphex Data.
Affects data.
Hubby really likes Jack's books, it says Renee. Did you just join, Renee? I haven't seen you in here in the chat room. Oh, my Apple Watch is telling me that Marilyn sent me a thing on Instagram. Well, glad you could join us, Renee. I don't know how much longer Pierre's going to be on here.
Well, I am not sure either.
Yeah, well, I got some stuff to do this evening as well, but I just happened to get on the old YouTubes there and actually caught Pierre when he was
Participate. We've missed you.
I know.
I thought I was losing all my
Just
mojo.
had the wild hair to be social for a change, and no, you're not losing all your friends, Pierre.
My mojo.
Oh, your mojo. Is that what you were going to say?
I was losing all my mojo. Oh,
Frederick, I wanted to intro the ninja to Jack's books because, ninja. Okay, I know what he means. Because Jax is hard of hearing, and I want to broaden his horizons with successful people with similar issues. Yeah, that is true. He showed off that he wears the hearing aids and everything. Renee says, yeah, I usually just stumble into these chats. That's kind of what I did too. Always fun meeting people with similar interests, because then you quickly find out that, you know, we might all be fountain pen nerds or whatever else, but we have a lot of other similar interests as well. Marilyn says, well, if you ever run across a nib holder that even looks like mother of pearl or cream colored nib holder, let me know because I'm looking.
I have a bunch of them.
Frederick says, I've sent you 4 of them already, Marilyn. Well, I guess Marilyn's going to have 4 of them now and won't need to look any further.
They're really, really, really thin. And she's not going to, I would think she won't like them.
I have one of those dip pens and it's crazy thin. It's like half the diameter of a wooden pencil.
Did you ever put it in your Skyline or whatever?
Oh yeah, I tried the curvatures. I don't think it'll work.
If you take the Skyline feed out, put the Waterman feed in, and the nib with the
Waterman, that's what you told me to do.
And hold it together, I would think enough for you to try it out.
Yeah. Well, I don't have a spare Waterman feed.
You don't have to. You can put.
Well, I know I'd have to take like 3 pens apart to try to monkey this thing together.
You have to take 2 pens apart.
2 pens, right?
To test it out to see if you like. So. Oh, I see.
Well, when Pierre gets back home, I'm gonna have to bug you for some pen parts if you can come off of some.
Even a 4 or 6 size dip pen holders are rarely thicker than this eye pencil. Apple Pencil. They're not very wide.
Marilyn said, I told you I'm not interested in using it. I just want to stare at it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You can use them. It's just they're way skinnier than what you're used to. Because when I got that Victorian dip pen I have, I was like, whoa, people wrote with these things like this? Frederick says you can get a modern one made of cow bone out of India. Well, that's interesting. Well, I guess because they can't use ivory anymore.
But they're slaughtering their sacred animals.
Well, maybe it's not made out of cow bone or it's made out of something else. I don't know.
Some other human bone. They got
That's
a lot of
true. Yeah, they just, catch a couple of them floating down the Ganges and reel them in. We
If
got
Kesh-
another one, Paul. Chop
If-
them up.
If Kesh were here, he'd be offended, right?
Oh, he probably would be. We don't mean anything mean by it, though.
No. We're laughing at you, not with you.
Up north, cows are not sacred, he says. Merrill says, OMG. Will says chicken bone.
It has to be a pretty big chicken to make a long dip pen holder.
Yeah, that's true. The longest bone in a chicken wouldn't be nearly long enough to make anything you could write with. Gold fill and ivory for a number 6. Marilyn says the Count of Monte Cristo used a chicken bone. Frederick says Hindus are just only one religion there. Well, that is true.
So why hasn't Parker consumed the flesh of a cow in his 28 years of life? Because kangaroo meat is
I
so
would
cheap
have thought,
and so good.
no offense to Parker, but it's kind of clear he's lived a somewhat privileged lifestyle, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And you would think that along with caviar and champagne that he would be exposed to a steak at some point. Maybe he consciously chose not to partake of it for whatever reason, but Frederick says, yes, I too am in need of Pierre's drawers of parts. Well, I don't want all of his parts, just a couple particular ones.
Doesn't anyone just want my drawers?
Yeah.
Or do I have to put them on eBay again?
Frederick says Parker has strange dietary habits. Well, if he's got food poisoning, maybe he should consider changing them. He eats wild game and other things, but steaks not so much.
Well, he says he's never had steaks, so it's not so much. It's just never. Like
Will says he prefers marsupials. Oh man,
it's a good thing he's not watching.
I don't know if he'd be upset or if he'd laugh too. I think he'd laugh too.
But he'd still say, fuck you.
Yeah, he'd still be like, fuck you. Frederick says, I just need 2 Morrison parts.
What parts are those?
As we wait patiently for the reply.
Yeah.
Well, I need some streamlined duofold junior parts, a nib or something. Or even if you have like a whole pin that's not so great with a nib that's okay, that would be fine too. I could harvest parts from.
I'll see what I've got. What other parts, Friedrich?
Friedrich. We have to be patient though, so I know his typing speed isn't. Oh, here we go. A section for one of the overlay pins and a gold nib for one of the oversize.
It's never just something simple with you, is it? Frederick. I have no idea what I have. What you'll have to do, all you people, is come out to the Boston Pen Show, and we'll just hang out.
You know what I saw earlier today was a video from Applebaum Pens. It's in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Apparently, there was a pen store in Boston, the Bromfield Pen Shop.
Yeah.
Apparently, they own that now.
They own it?
Bromfield, I'm assuming, is what I gathered from what. But anyways, they had a video where they were introducing their new American store in Boston.
Oh.
And people in the comments were like,
know.
well, that's the Bromfield Pen Shop, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you go to the Bromfield site now, it just takes you to Applebaum. So I guess they bought them out or something.
Maybe. That's news to me.
Yeah. How far is that shop from where you live, Pierre?
A mile and a half.
Frederick says, I hate that Dutch fucker. Marilyn wrote, used Applebaum. Yeah, exactly. Marilyn says, if you throw a rock hard enough. I would love to know why Frederick hates the Dutch fucker. I'll admit it right now. I've never bought anything from Applebaum. I wasn't planning on it, but you know, a new pen store. Well, it's not even a new pen store. It's just them taking over an old one, I guess.
Now you're saying you saw this on a YouTube thing?
Yeah, it was like just earlier today. It was on their Apple Boom YouTube channel. Marilyn says, have you heard his voice? He has a lovely face, but that accent. Yeah, Dutch people's accent. Yeah. Frederick, he will polish a turd just like SBRB Brown if he is getting something out of it. Well, that's kind of any retailer, though, really, you know. Oh, did you find the video, Pierre?
I'm looking to see if
Oh, it's like their newest video they put up.
The next chapter.
Yeah, that's it. It's pretty vague on details. It's just them. Oh, we've been around forever, and now we have a store in America.
And now the first international Applebaum store. We're proud to become part of this major American city.
Frederick. Oh, this Parker 51 is the new Parker 51 is great from Applebaum. Blah blah blah. I give SBRE Brown pens to sell it to more Americans.
Well, it doesn't say that they're on Bromfield Street, but that doesn't mean that they bought Bromfield.
If you go to the website that Bromfield Pen used to have right now, it takes you automatically to Applebaum's website.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when someone said that in the comments or whatever, like, oh, that looks like the Bromfield Pen store. And I went to the website just seeing if it said anything, and it just went right to Applebaum. So Use gives SBRE Brown all the turd pins for free that he wants to push upon the masses. Well, you know, personally, I am a strong proponent of voting with your dollars. So if these pen companies are stamping out dog shit fountain pens and then putting gigantic price tags on them, it's really simple. We don't have to buy them. And personally, I'm not going to buy them. I would rather buy 10 vintage Parker 51s before I would ever buy the new pile of dog shit. Fountain Pen Recycler is not far from Pier right now in Minneapolis. I've bought some pens from Fountain Pen Recycler.
He's in Minneapolis.
That's what Friedrich says.
I don't know who that is.
Will Hodge says gourmet pins. Oh yeah, that's SBRE GRQ123's Brown's woman's whatever thing. John says WTF is your issue with Brown. It's a long story. I don't hate him personally, but there are some others with some strong opinions, shall we say. Frederick says, I'm very selective with modern pens. I would say I'm the same way.
Oh, Larry Carter. Good for him.
Marilyn says, mainstream is way easier to get sucked into before you find out that vintage is awesome. I agree. Vintage pens are where it's at. For me, at least. It's like, yeah, you can go to Amazon and buy your Lamy, Genhao, Moonman, whatever. But yeah, you can get a warranty and you can return it, and you can buy your, you know, glitter, shimmer, whatever, ink and all that sort of stuff. But I don't know, that doesn't interest me very much. That was a loud ass truck. I'm sure you probably heard that. That truck probably hasn't had a muffler on it since 1979. Frederick says it's a culmination of things, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think Frederick woke up one day like, you know, I'm deciding to have a personal vendetta against somebody for no reason. Well, I didn't mean to be the bearer of bad news or something, Pierre, but I just
No, it's fine.
saw that earlier and thought I would mention it since it's in your...
Looking at the I'm looking at the fountain pen recycler. I went to his store maybe, oh God, I don't know, 20 years ago or more. And
Frederick says, I have no vendettas. Okay, well, maybe that was the wrong word to use, but we'll just say strong opinions. That's better, I think. Or informed opinions, maybe even better. Renee says, we've gone down the rabbit hole with new pens. Haven't experienced the wonder of vintage. Yeah, Frederick says, I have no vendettas, just disappointments. I could understand that. Vintage pens are cool, and I can sum it up easily that if you really want to know what a fountain pen is, or maybe even should be, why not get one from back when fountain pens were, you know,
what they were all about.
Yeah, when they were used as just a normal everyday object. You know, when the craftsmen that knew how to make these things expertly were still around making them. People make fountain pens today, but the craftsmanship is not there. There are some good modern pens, but they're kind of more of the exception rather than the rule.
And they're all going to be expensive.
And they're all going to be very expensive. Whereas for $100, you can buy a pretty seriously awesome vintage pen that will last, you know, another 100 years probably. And that's the thing too. Like I have some vintage pen, or not vintage. I have some modern pens that were rather expensive in a box over here. And sometimes I have to wonder if in 50, 70, 80, 100 years from now, they're going to be in as good a shape as some of these pens that I have that are already 100 years old. Marilyn says, I am off to join the Zoom. You guys have a lovely day. Talk soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Well, take it easy, Marilyn. George Bruno is the YouTube douche I don't like, Will Hodge says. And I called you Will Hodge and not Will Hodges this time. I'm doing better.
Yeah, George Bruno interviewed me and Rob Morrison at the Philadelphia Penn Show, which is sort of a fun interview. You should look it up, see if I can find it.
Is it on YouTube?
Yeah, I think so. I'll find it for you. I'll send you a link.
Oh, cool. Frederick says there's a place for both to be honest, but what is needed is the time and care and guidance to cultivate the knowledge for folks to make informed decisions with their hard-earned money. Renee says, I think I've been leery because of not knowing what to look for or to be wary of. Probably just need to buy from known sellers. Will says, I'm singular, not plural. Indeed you are. I'm trying to correct that. It's just my own brain malfunction. You'll have to forgive me.
Happens. Even when you do your best to keep it up.
Renee says, I agree about Bruno.
That's why we're here to care for your family.
Okay, Effextinol. Here's the first year he went, where he interviewed me and Nicola and a few other people.
How long ago was this?
3 years ago, maybe. And I'll find the one where he interviews Rob. And I sort of butted in and talked for a little bit. But let me see if I can. It wasn't a bad interview, where he was fine. It's just
right.
It's just his
Friedrich says Bruno makes my stomach churn violently.
He's very full of himself and thinks that he thinks that women should be pregnant in the kitchen.
Oh yeah, one of those.
Worship men.
Worship the ground men walk upon, and so on.
Yeah. So.
Well, I'm going to depart momentarily for a restroom break. I shall return. I've
Come
been
back.
chugging too much of this fine vintage here.
Yeah. This is one of Sean Newton's ones that he's doing for. Oh, this is the purple one? Yeah, so in the right light, this is a very dark purple. You can barely tell in this light. Yeah, it looks good. Lots of sparkle.
You kind of by the Wellstone Theater, like downtown St. Paul, across the river.
Start with a state. Just start with a state.
Is it a hospital or a clinic or what?
He has returned.
Here's Rob Morrison and Bruno.
Just start with a statement, okay?
I saw the. Yeah, you sent me something else. Okay.
I sent you both of them.
All right.
Screw this thing back on, and in the meantime, you get your fingers off everything. Unless you're very, very careful, which I am when I use an eye drop filler. But it takes a bit of effort.
He says, I think if he could get away with dragging them by the hair and carrying a club, he would. Was that descriptive enough?
I think so. Well, stirring his tea with chopsticks to get the molecular tea.
The molecular
movement.
consistency proper.
I think he needs to have a chemist explain how molecules work. Because I don't think stirring tea with chopsticks is.
I don't know. There's people with all kinds of, I don't know, strange superstitions when it comes to stuff like that.
The thing I don't like about him is sort of the same thing I don't like about SBRE Brown is he said the way he presents things implies that these opinions should be true or are true and we're too stupid to know it.
Yeah.
It's a way of his presentation that does it. But anyway, but I think you'll like Rob Morrison Effextinol. Rob is very funny, and
well, he certainly has awesome pens. I know that much.
He does have awesome pens, and he's someone I've known for 30 years or more. And Pierre and Rob would do the Pierre and Rob thing, which pitcher of beer and pens. And
well, if someone mentions the Pierre and Rob thing, I'll know what they mean now.
Yeah.
Some libations and writing instruments.
Yes. And he has, as you know, he has very good pens and very good taste. And he's also a lefty. And he knows how to write.
Really? Well, he like the ones that he sells on eBay, he's got the cool writing sample that he does with it, and he makes every one of the pens just look like it can write incredible.
Well, they do, and he shows that, and he
knowing that he's a lefty makes it even more impressive.
He has beautiful handwriting, and but he's a lefty, and it's hard to see lefties do as well as he can do with it.
I got a letter from a new pen pal from the UK and West Yorkshire, no less.
Yeah.
And it's an older gentleman that was telling me he's been using fountain pens his whole life because, as old as he is, they taught him to use fountain pens when he was going to school, when he was a kid. And his handwriting was just so awesome. It made me so jealous. Like, if I take my time and go slow, I can do fairly decent cursive. It's not anything you'd see in a penmanship manual by far, but it's okay. But this guy's handwriting was like super awesome. I wish I could show it to you, but I don't want to.
Okay.
Addresses and stuff on it. I don't want to put that on the internet, but.
Well, you can send it to me in a text.
Yeah, I'll show you a picture of it, but it was really unique, neat looking handwriting, I thought.
Roofers on my roof. Okay, Renee.
Frederick says, I think the part that becomes our larger problem is with the herd mentality. Because of his notoriety, his opinions based upon sometimes so little knowledge that it becomes laughable.
Mm.
Well, it's like with me, I'm a relatively smart guy, I guess you could say. I'm just not the bragging kind of person. Not only that, when there's stuff that I don't know, I will be like, I don't know. You know, if other people that I happen to know more than I do, I will totally defer to them. Because if there is one thing that I've been in my entire life, that is a knowledge seeker. That's pretty much all I've ever been. It's probably all I ever will be, you know. I could keep learning until the day I die, no problem.
I'm still at the illegible stage, Friedrich. I'm a sloppy calligrapher and a sloppier handwriter. I wish I could show you. I wish I could find where I put some of my dad's letters he wrote my mother. Let me see if I can find them. Just because his handwriting is so amazing.
Frederick says an intelligent man always admits the limitations of his knowledge. Well, that's absolutely sure. Like some of the smartest people I've ever known have also been the same kind of people that are like really self-deprecating and down on themselves. The people that I've known that have been like the most talented are also the most critical of themselves. So that's definitely true in my experience. Frederick says, I save all of my pen pal letters. Everyone gets an individual plastic shoebox. Well, I've only gotten a few so far, but I'm saving mine too. It's pretty cool. I mean, you can have a million chats on the internet with somebody, and a chat is just like an ephemeral thing, you know. But I mean, if you take the time to sit down and write someone a letter, or even type one out on a typewriter, that's on a totally different class. Well, I will have to get your address, Friedrich, and we can be pen pals too. I'm only worried because if more people from this pen pal club keep sending me stuff and I have to write them back, I'm going to be up to my ears trying to keep up with writing these people letters. It's been a lot of fun though. The good thing is though, like even if my wrist is messed up and I can't really do a lot of writing, I've got typewriters, so I'm still good. Frederick says, yes, perfectionism usually comes with the territory. Yeah. Frederick says, you are most welcome to. Awesome. I guess Marilyn sent me something earlier. Oh, I have Marilyn's address now, apparently. So I guess I will have to come up with something. Frederick says, I switch hands when the carpal tunnel gets bad. Is it like the cruelest fate ever to be a fountain pen nerd and deal with this stuff? Because it sucks. And it's like it really only started. I mean, I knew I had something kind of going on with my hands for maybe like the last few years, but it was only maybe like 6 months ago where it got to the point like, man, my hands kind of messed up.
You guys, I'm going to show you some letters my dad wrote my mother.
Cool.
In Korea. Mainly to just show you his handwriting because it's really cool.
I have my mom has a stack of postcards from like the 1900s to 20s and 30s.
Uh-huh.
And seeing all those different people's handwriting and stuff is so cool. Because it was taken way more seriously back then.
Yeah, my father's handwriting, though, was very interesting because they're all so different. He didn't keep the same handwriting. It's not like he just could switch fonts like you can with a So here's,
I think you've mentioned that to us before.
yeah,
How he had like a bunch of different styles he could write in.
yeah. And I'm just trying to find other examples here that
Yeah, see, that already looks totally different.
so he and I'm going to see if I can show you some here's a Christmas card he made, and I thought
Oh, that's cool.
this was Santa's butt, and he's looking this way, but that's his nose and his mouth and his eye, and he's looking.
Yeah, his hat's like over
Yeah,
his face. Look how vibrant that red is, though, for being
Yeah.
as old.
yeah. Here, if I can.
Oh, Frederick says that's what stopped my sewing and leather working as well. This is my
Here's
whole arm goes numb.
See, here's another one. Very different.
You would have never have known that the same person wrote all those, Pierre.
And this one.
That's wild. Look at that.
Yeah, it's just
That one looks very feminine, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean sometimes he could be very
Was he like trying to throw off the FBI? Was your dad in the witness protection program, Pierre?
no, I don't think so, but Miss
Yeah,
Pauline
that has
Nelson.
some similarities to the other one.
So this is before he married in 1949. So that was while he was in. I'm trying to find some of his drawings here.
Right.
Because I think they're still in here. Come on, where are you?
And Pierre is classy as ever, rocking the corduroys.
I've been wearing these ever since I haven't washed them since I put them on. I'm
The
afraid
corduroy is hard to pull off, but you do it well, sir.
no. These were given to me by my neighbor, my quote half roommate in Boston, who bought them thinking he could alter them, but he's like a 32-inch waist, and he wouldn't be able to do that with these pants.
Oh, I was a 32-inch waist at one point.
Yeah.
Not no more. John says, my father could write like that too. I do the same issue thing, but mine is truly random, where your father's looks intentional. Frederick says, you should have all his sketches and drawings made into books for you, your brothers, and your brothers' kids.
Well, I don't know why I can't find any of the sketches.
I do have one more cool thing to show you guys.
Okay.
One of my new pen pals is, well, he's not like new into fountain pens, but he's kind of getting back into them here recently.
Uh-huh.
And I was telling him how cool vintage pens were, because he's got like a Lamy 2000 and a couple other relatively new ones. So I sent him like a Parker 45. Like, you know, this is a pretty cool standard workhorse pen. And he's like, oh, if you send me a cool pen, you know, I don't want to just take something from you for nothing. And then he goes, I make these cool handmade journal books. Would you like me to send you one?
Oh, cool.
Sure. This is what he sent me. It's like a professionally bound book,
Oh, neat.
but it's all done by hand.
What is the binding done like? Is it really Coptic binding?
You know, I don't know what this is called.
Okay.
I was in the printing industry, but I don't know a lot about book binding.
I see.
But I mean, you can tell it's all hand done. And here's the cool thing: all the paper in it is Rhodia dot grid,
Oh,
like really
nice.
good fountain pen paper that he put in here.
Oh, good.
Not only that, but he made the spine of it a little bit too big. And he said he does that intentionally because
So
when he
you
makes these journals for himself, he sticks stuff in them.
Yeah, scrapbook. Yeah.
Yeah, receipts and like concert tickets or just whatever, you know, reminiscent of that particular time. But yes, Frederick says, I see individual signatures sewn. Oh yeah, it's hand sewn and everything. So, and you can tell like he didn't do it on a guillotine cutter because all the pages are a little slightly uneven, you know.
Oh,
I just thought that was super cool.
all of the drawings that he had here are in a separate envelope. So there's a tent. There's
Yeah, Frederick says, so when you cram it, it won't bust the spine. Yeah, it looks like you can jam quite a lot of extra stuff in this one without overdoing it.
Here's probably my dad's hand.
Oh, that is pretty cool. I wonder what kind of watch he was wearing.
And oops.
Oh, I see some like barrel stove type thing.
Yeah, soldiers and
like a nuclear
atom
symbol.
Yeah, and a champagne glass.
Yeah, like a martini glass or something. Frederick says you can make that a chunky monkey. That's the problem. Like I have this now, and you know me, I write in my super duper cheapo steno book pads, and I always get the ones that have the top coil. I can't stand notebooks with the coil in the side because it always gets in the way of your hand when you're writing. Whereas with this, it's out of your way. So like for this, I'm gonna have to come up with some sort of clever way to utilize this.
Well, folding that one back took a lot of power. There's a man reading or thinking.
That is a really cool style. Is that like charcoal pencils type stuff?
I don't know if it's some of it is Crowquill ink pencil. Here's a pencil. The guy
right
showering or shaving or whatever he's doing.
Frederick says it was a Hamilton GI watch, probably. Yeah, it probably was.
I don't ever remember seeing U.S. Army.
There's a guy with his foot locker on his shoulder.
Yeah. This guy means trouble.
Yeah, he does. Look at that dude. And he's got his dog tags on and everything. Frederick says, thanks to COVID-19, Dollar Tree is out of the good steno pads.
He's smoking a cigarette. Yeah, he was. I mean, he went to art school for a year or two. Here's another one of those.
Well, I was sitting there
Look at
reading
what's
chat
coming
for
out of
you.
his eyes. Little X-ray vision.
Oh, he's laser beams. Oh, he's Atomic Man.
He's Atomic Man.
He's shooting gamma rays right out of his eyeballs. Oh, the
He
cool
wanted
thing
us-
is, like, that was done in the Atomic Age.
He wanted
so,
us. He wanted us to throw all these things away, and I'm glad that we didn't allow him to do that.
well, that's because your dad's a good artist. And like I was saying, if he was a bad artist, he'd be like, oh, you guys put that in a museum. But oh, the guy at the helmet, that's really cool too.
Oh, here's some naked boys washing their clothes there.
Oh, sure, there was a lot of that going on in the army.
Yeah, it can get pretty dirty. This is a favorite of mine where the guy's getting a haircut.
Yeah. That needs to happen to me real soon too.
Haircut in the mess tent. Izzy was something keeping something. I can't read my dad's writing, so something keeping something.
I guess Frederick is a devotee of the Stenopad as well. He says, I usually order them by the case, but the warehouse is out. Ooh la la.
Here's something my dad did for the boat that brought him over to Japan on his way to Korea. Souvenir issue, the Gaffney Gazette. So the United States naval ship General Hugh I. Gaffney.
So he made that as like a piece of art for like
That
a
would be
little handout thing they'd
printed.
circulated on the ship.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's cool.
Actually, I have to find one thing he put down here that I hope it's in here. It was
John says some of those sketches are done in a style that looks or would become countercultural. I can kind of see that.
Come on. Where are you? Where are you? It was a typewritten and illustrated note.
John says the Angry Man sketch in particular. Yeah, the guy with his dog tags looked like a rough dude. Looked like he'd seen a few things.
Well, there's a really sweet thing he wrote, my mother, about the birth. Oh, here it is. I found it. So look at it.
It's all pastel. Yeah.
It's a stork with
Yeah.
cigars, and it's saying, it is with great pleasure we announce the arrival of sextuplets to two proud parents, Bill and Beulah. They were born Monday morning at 3:15 a.m. with both mother and children doing well. And they were little kitties. See, they got little angelic wings. Oh yes, the mother is quite happy, as the dear ones are perfect images of her, even to the extent of having a white mark on each throat.
That looks like he typed it on one of those capital letters only military typewriters too.
It could have been.
Yeah. Like a Royal or something.
Yeah. But this is just so typical of that period, where you just added a little tiny bit of whatever this is supposed to be to sort of spice up the background You see it on record covers from my dad.
To me, that kind of style with the little splashes is reminiscent of like the 60s in my mind.
Yeah, he did a lot of fashion drawings and ads for the newspaper.
This camera being backwards screws me up forever because when I'm looking at Pierre's little window, it looks like I'm looking to the other direction, like I'm staring off in the corner. That when I try to hold things up to the camera, I can never quite get it right. There he is.
It is difficult to make it work. I'll be right back. Put this back before I forget.
Oh, I'm being left alone again. Did you see any of the stuff I was showing off earlier, Frederick? I think you did because I think you complimented me on. I think you wanted that super fine Triumph nib that I showed off earlier. This one though is the coolest because this thing is in crazy nice condition. Like, I mean, it looks like it's brand new. Like, I have a lot of pins that are made out of celluloid, but just touching this, it feels unlike any other celluloid pin I have because it's never been handled or worn very much. Oh, Frederick says, I just saw the last 3. Well, 3 is about all I showed off, honestly. I mean, I have some new pins, but it's only been a couple of weeks or something since the last time I was on here really showing stuff off. Well, maybe one of these days, if me and Pierre can get on here and stream for 12 hours straight, I'll show off every damn pin I have. Yeah, Frederick still shines and not artificially. Yeah, because you can micro mesh and polish and everything and bring a pin back to where it looks nice again, but it's just not going to have the same surface finish as when it was new. It's just not. I take that back. I do have one other pin like that. And incidentally, it's one of these golden vacuumatics, and this one is like brand new. It was basically new old stock when I got it because this pin feels just like that Schaefer does.
My battery is now saying it's 8%, so I may be.
Das Battery ist kaputt.
Das ist nicht richtig.
Das ist nicht. I've exhausted my knowledge of German already.
German, yes. Okay, well,
it's been good catching back up with you
nice
for a minute.
Having you back, and nice seeing Parker as well.
For sure.
We'll have to get Canada on here. What the hell's wrong with him?
He's been super busy doing his stuff, so
well,
maybe we can twist his arm one of these days.
Yeah, I think so. I hope so. Okie doke. See you
later.
Bye,
Have a good one, everybody. Bye.